Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. Welcome back, my narcissistic abuse family. Welcome to any new viewers. I am today speaking about the way narcissistic abuse impacts you and your future relationships, the way that you conduct yourself in future relationships. Happy Valentine's Day for anyone observing. Yes, it is a Hallmark holiday, but it's a great excuse to celebrate true, authentic love. If you're not there yet, you're definitely gonna get there. Everything in life happens for us, not to us. I'm a huge testament to this. I've been through some stuff, and it's all good. Everything happens for a reason. And rejection is God's protection. Trust me, my narcissistic ex discarded me. Best thing he ever did. My wicked narcissistic mother and toxic father, I finally caught on to that, and I love and appreciate my family now more than people that have not undergone this type of abuse and targeting. I'm sorry, I am going to try, I love the format of 5 things. I'm going to do my best to try to stick to that today because it keeps me from going on a tangent, which sometimes I do, but I'm not going to do it. So here we go. The impact of your relationships as a result of being narcissistically abused changes you. So number 1 is mistrust, obviously. If you were raised in a narcissistic home with a narcissistic parent, you are very accustomed to being let down. You have a difficult time putting your confidence in anyone because that was not the precedent that was set for you as a child. Our parents are solely responsible for our establishment of healthy, proper dynamics established early in our childhood for our relationships and self-esteem later in life. So it's because of our parents that we could potentially have life-changing consequences from a non-nurturing, unsupportive environment, unloving, all of that. But if you were also in a narcissistic relationship romantically, they absolutely condition you not to trust people, because odds are they were probably cheating on you. Mine certainly the heck did cheat on me. They are not honest with you. Everything is a facade. They use you to bolster themselves and their image, and it's no different. This relationship, which I've actually said in other videos, they view their narcissistic supply as a source of love because they are not capable of loving anyone. So they make the assumption that they need this supply so desperately, so inherently, because it's part of their disorder, that they assume that that's what love is. So you have a mistrust is number 1. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. Anyway, number 1, mistrust. The second way that being a victim of narcissistic abuse will impact your future relationships is it will impact your ability to demonstrate physical affection and expression. I certainly suffer from this, have suffered from this. I'm working on it. And thanks to my awesome husband that is just oozing with love and affection, thanks to his amazing mom that raised him, he has no problem with this, but I have struggled with this. You know, my mother, my narcissistic mother growing up, was cold and unnurturing. She was not a very warm or affectionate person. She did not physically, just hugs and things like that. I look at my children now and I just want to squeeze them. Squeeze their little butts all the time because they are so amazing and adorable, and I love them and I treasure them and I cherish them. So number 1 is mistrust. Number 2, you will have a problem expressing physical affection and just being nurturing. We identify it, which is what differentiates us from the narcissistic abusers we endured. Even in a romantic relationship with a narcissist, they will withhold affection and use it as a manipulation tactic. So that will screw you up as well in terms of expressing your physicality, your affection, demonstrations of love. It screws with your head badly. Number 3 is you will shut down in the face of adversity, because as children of narcissistic parents, we were always blamed for everything as the scapegoat. I was the black sheep. I'm totally used to being dumped on. Everyone pointed at me whenever anything went wrong in any way, shape, or form. It was my fault, because we are the truth tellers. We are the justice seekers. We do not paint over everything or brush it all under the carpet the way these people do. That's just not us. We don't do it. I'm allergic to phony is what I say. So we will shut down in the face of adversity. We also could have catastrophic thinking or dualistic thinking. I made a video about that. It's when you just go to the extreme, like I made a video about this. It was my husband and I had a disagreement, like nothing major, and I just go bananas. I'm like, oh my gosh, he doesn't love me anymore, whatever. So that's absolutely a result of narcissistic abuse. We will shut down in the face of adversity or conflict resolution, which is what, adults in healthy relationships are able to successfully achieve conflict resolution. If you're a victim of narcissistic abuse, it'll be a challenge. You'll do it because we are capable of self-reflection and, always trying to improve ourselves. Polar opposite of narcissists, they cannot do this. But that's how they impact our future relationships. Number 4 is you endlessly assume blame for everything. As the black sheep, again, like I said, I grew up that way. But also in my romantic relationship with the narcissist, everything was always my fault. I would be like, you're cheating on me, which I don't even know if I ever called him out on that. But he definitely was cheating on me. But he would accuse me of cheating on him. And then it turned into like anything that I confronted him about, like, why are you being so aloof or inattentive, whatever, all that stuff. It was always something that I was doing. You're crazy or you're needy or something of that nature. So they condition you to assume blame for everything. In a healthy relationship, it's 50-50. Both partners equally assume responsibility and assess what they can do better to improve the situation, conflict resolution, as I said. Number 5 is feeling unworthy of all good things and respect. And this is such a sad impact of narcissistic abuse, but it's very much real. I'm still working through this myself. My husband loves me so much, and it's almost like unbelievable to me at times still. We met in college when we were freshmen, and he genuinely fell in love with me, like legit. And it was such an amazing feeling, and I was so excited. But then, I started to like get uneasy about things. I joined my sorority and stuff, and I just flew the coop. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to respond to someone actually caring about me. So I broke up with him. I think it was sophomore year. And he was totally miserable. God bless him. But I gravitated. This is what we do. We will gravitate to toxic relationships oftentimes with other narcissists. If you were raised in a narcissistic home, odds are you will gravitate to a relationship with a narcissist, romantic relationship with a narcissist. Even if you were not raised in a narcissistic home and you've been with a narcissist at one point, you continue to gravitate to these jerks because it's what you're accustomed to. You've been conditioned to be mistreated. So you're not comfortable, you don't feel good about being respected and genuinely being cared for and loved. It's terrible, but it's absolutely a toxic impact of being the victim of narcissistic abuse. Absolutely, if your parents are narcissists, they set you up for this failure. It's so sad. That's why most people that actually marry these narcissists, they came from a narcissistic, dysfunctional home to begin with. It's so sad. It's just a toxic cycle. But we're breaking it because we're learning all about this stuff. God bless you guys. Everything happens for a reason. We have a love and appreciation that other people might never know. So, those are my 5 reasons, or 5 ways that being narcissistically abused will impact your future relationships. 1, mistrust, which is very obvious. You will have a very difficult time trusting people, forming connections, because, my husband has never given me a reason to not trust him, and I still struggle. It's so silly. It's nonsensical. It's absolutely bananas, bonkers, but that's what's been ingrained in our heads. That because as you grow up in those critical childhood developmental years, you don't have a family that you can rely on that will support you. So mistrust is number 1. Number 2 is a difficult time expressing your physical affection. Number 3 is you shut down in the face of adversity. You might catastrophize. Catastrophizing is the way that you think. Dualistic thinking, black and white thinking. You just assume the worst because you prepare yourself for the worst because that's how you've been conditioned. That's number 3. Number 4 is you always assume blame for everything because we have been trained to do this. Number 5 is feeling unworthy of good things, feeling unworthy of respect. So these are my 5 ways that narcissistic abuse impacts your future relationships. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope this was useful information. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate each one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in, going on this crazy ride with me. We got this. We're bumped and we're bruised, but more than anything, we're blessed because we're climbing out of this toxic hole. It might feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders now, but there is absolutely a light at the end of the darkness. It shines that much brighter. All right, God bless you guys.